Hey, internet friends. I can't say it without laughing. Have you ever wanted to create an NFT or a non-fungible token? I don't fully know what that means, but I'm going to do it because that's what's fun in life is doing random things that we don't know about. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is one of those things where you get rich immediately. At least that's what the news is telling me. So I'm going to change my color scheme a little bit to match all of the money that's going to be coming in. But in a serious note, I think non-fungible tokens are a super interesting trend that's happening right now. It's essentially a new space for the digital artist, or really for the artist with a digital work, to be able to distribute it in a new way. So today, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to walk through the process with you, or rather you will walk through it with me, as we do all the things that we need to go from I have a piece of artwork to I am now selling something, or at least listing something that can be purchased. Because this is something I've never done before, I'm going to consult an article that helps me learn the basics, and then I can apply the knowledge that I do have in different pockets. So we're going to leverage this article. I'm going to have a description, or a link in the description. It's from Capwing Resources, or Capwing. I like to say it's kind of fun. And it's how to create and sell your first NFT. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to figure out what to do with that. And so the article is really helpful. It talks about a little bit behind it, what's going on, what exactly they are, what types of files can be sold. Can my content be an NFT? Those are the kinds of things that it helps answers. So it's really worth reading through that if you don't really have much exposure to them. This is why I'm here. What do I need to do in order to get this done? So there's 3 steps that they recommend. The first, set up an Ethereum wallet. Second, purchase a small amount of Ethereum. And third, connect your wallet to an NFT marketplace. That's what we're going to do. So first, they recommend a couple different wallets for you to try. This video was actually supposed to be a pretty quick process for me. It has not been. It's actually spanned over the course of 2 different days. I've run into several hurdles, and my hope is that I can help you go around those hurdles rather than encounter them yourself. My recommendation would be to go with Coinbase Wallet. Start there. I tried a different wallet, and I just had a lot of problems. And so I ended up setting up a Coinbase wallet. It's easy to purchase via Coinbase. It's easy to transfer it via Coinbase Wallet. It's worked. Like, that's the key for me. It worked. So that would be my recommendation. MetaMask is another option. Rainbow is another option that this article recommends. And so your call. I know from my own experience, Coinbase was the one that actually got the job done. Second, okay, this was one of my hurdles. I skipped this step because I was hoping to get a price before I put money in. So their recommendation is purchase a small amount of Ethereum first. I will say that they are correct, and my path was incorrect. So I purchased $30 worth, transferred it to myself, and I ended up losing about $8 in the process. So my 30 turned into 22 or about 23 over the course of all of the different transfers. That's Coinbase's fee. That's the fee to transfer it from one location to another. So from the exchange to my wallet. So it actually kind of screwed me over a little bit because I ended up not having enough Ethereum. So then I had to put another $30 in. And then I lost another $8 in the transaction stuff. And so I ended up spending about $60 in terms of putting money into Ethereum. So my recommendation on this one, put in about 50 or $60. I would say 60, to be honest with you, just because I feel like that's an appropriate amount. And you'll be able to accomplish what you need to, even if the gas fees are high, which I'll unpack in a minute. And then the last thing is to choose the NFT marketplace that you want to be using and connect to it. So there's a handful of options, which I love this article for that reason. I mean, it's all really helpful, but I love the fact that it's giving you an overview of the different types of places, marketplaces, but also a little bit of their character. So they talk about some of them are invite only. Some of them you have to go through an application process. The one that we're going to use today is Wearable, and you don't have to do an application process. You just go, like you just start doing things. Then there's things like Super Rare. So if you're in the process of wanting to put fine art or really I would say high caliber artwork you want to have a real kind of serious go at this, I would say it's worth putting something on Wearable just to get through this process and experience it. But you're going to be looking at something different. You're going to be looking at more of like a super rare or a nifty gateway, whichever, you make the call, read the article and you make the call. But you're probably going to choose something that's a little bit more premium. So just keep that in mind, and that's it. And then it goes through and it talks more about their own experience setting it up and all that, which is fantastic. So now let's bounce over to Wearable. So here we are. It's Wearable. It's app.wearable.com, and maybe just be wearable.com for you. I'm not sure if that's because I'm logged in or not. But here's the key. The key is you're going to need your Ethereum wallet, like for everything. So this really caught me off guard because this is a different way of interacting with websites. I'm used to websites capturing my email. I'm used to them asking for an account, set up an account. What's your password? Do you have a passcode? Do you have a whatever? What's two-factor authentication? All those things. None of that. I just realized it earlier today. Oh, they don't even have my email address. Like, this is wild. It's a different way of authenticating things. So you're going to need your Ethereum wallet open while you're using the site. And when I say that, I mean even to change the settings in your user profile, you still need the Ethereum wallet to be the authenticator for those decisions. Super cool, but just different. So keep that in mind. When you don't have anything hooked up, in the top right corner, it's going to say connect. And then you're going to connect based on the tools or the connection options that are available to you. I forget the connection method. I don't know if I can tell. There's a connection method that works for, depending on the crypto or depending on the wallet that you're using, different services work. So this is my balance. This is my account information in terms of like address and stuff. It's truncated, which is great. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit create. From here, you have two options. If you want to sell just one image, just one GIF, just one video file, whatever you want to sell, a single, you're going to click single. If you want multiple, which I'm doing in my case, then click multiple. And so what multiple does is multiple gives you the option of saying, so for example, the poster that I'm selling or the digital file, it's one of 25 is what you'll be purchasing if you buy it. And so this multiple gives you the option to have those additions or that kind of collection. So you choose your file. So you just click choose file, find it on your machine. 30 megabytes is your maximum. And then you can put it on sale or not. You can have instant sale prices. And so what this is doing is setting, think of it like a buy it now in eBay language. If I say, I'm gonna charge you 1 Ethereum for this. I mean, that's pricey, but some things have gone for far more than that. But let's just say I decide that's what my price is gonna be, then I can set my price for that. I have set mine up to be auction, and so that's an option as well. Another really cool thing here, unlocked once purchased, when somebody purchases this, if you have the setting turned on, you can actually send them a link to a digital key, a code to redeem, or a link to a file. So for example, if I wanted to sell I'm selling my image, but I could sell a high-res version of the image via this link, and then you could take it, print it, whatever you want to do with it, send it to people, whatever. It's your call at that point because you have the file. So that's a really cool addition to the way that they're doing this, or the way this whole system works. And then you have the option to create one of these two methodologies. In doing my research, I couldn't really find a ton of difference between the two. My understanding is that Wearable is starting to create essentially what is kind of their own coin. And so there's sort of this like sub ecosystem in which it's working. I went that route because it worked, and because as I was reading, it was just a little bit simpler in terms of what I needed to do. So that was my call. Again, you make the call. And then you have the option of naming it, putting a description in. So do those things. Royalties is, in my opinion, the power of all of this. So what happens is if you buy my product, let's say you buy this for $100, I get $100 because I'm both the owner and the creator. So I get, the way it's broken down is this, the owner gets 90% and the creator gets 10%. But then let's say you sell that file, I get 10% of that transaction as well. And so I love this because the artist gets rewarded for being the one who created the work. I appreciate that other people are putting money into products, that they're funding art, that they're buying posters or GIFs or whatever they're buying. But ultimately, a lot of times these things gain value when it's separated from the artist and they don't benefit. And so that's a really hard thing for me because I come from the art space. And so I really love the idea of artists still being able to make some money as their artwork, their creation becomes more valuable over time. So that to me is really the power of this. And so if you're an artist or if you're, looking to get into this world, that's the power of it in my opinion. So I'm going to be putting this image up, and then I'm actually planning on releasing a song, a Comfy Socks song that will be exclusively released in this space. And so, we'll see how it all goes, but I think it's a fascinating concept. And then you also have a number of copies. So remember, we chose multiple, so that allows us to have multiple copies. And so you can have 2, 5. I see 1 of 5 a lot, which is interesting. I decided to do 1 of 25, and I'll show you the listing when it's done. And then if you want to, you can have properties, size. That's an option. And then from here, you just hit create item. There's going to be 3 things that happen next. It's going to be a dialog box. I've already gone through it. And so it won't prompt me those 3 things again, but it'll show you 3 things. The first is verifying or authenticating. I think it's verifying the ability for the wallet to be charged. Again, you need your phone now, or your access to your Ethereum wallet, because it will say, are you cool with this? Yes or no. So you hit accept. And then that first transaction, I believe it was $5.61 for me. And then it'll move to the second one, which is going to be uploading your file and minting it. Okay. That one cost. So this is another thing in terms of the cost of gas for, basically what does it cost you to list this? The mining fees are really high, at least at the time of this video. So the number ranged from $26 all the way up to I want to say $43. And so part of the reason this video took a while to put together is because I wasn't going to pay $43, in part because I didn't even have the Ethereum to do it. But I wanted to wait until it was at least a little bit lower than that. So I think I ended up paying somewhere around $27.50, something in that range. So if you're doing this, I would suggest be patient, give it a day or so that you can sort of see the ebb and flow of the traffic on the network, because the busier it is, the more money it's going to cost to mint it. You can always just pay more as well. That's an option. And then the last thing is it's something along the lines of signing like the agreement to sell kind of thing. So those are the 3 things that'll happen. You're going to have tons and tons of issues if you don't have Ethereum in your wallet already, because at least in my experience, the site doesn't know what to do. Like it's not even prompting. At least for me, it wasn't prompting to say you don't have funds. It was just really cumbersome. So I had to restart the app multiple times, restarted my machine, tried different browsers, all that stuff. So yeah, so I'm hopeful that these little nuances are helpful for you as you're trying to pursue this. Now let me go to the listing real quick, my items. So this is what it looks like listed. So this was the thing. Oh, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. So this is the piece that I have up for sale. You can see here it lists the owner as me and the creator as me. Eventually, hopefully, if somebody's interested, that will change and the owner will now become someone else, but the creator will remain me. So that's pretty cool. And then you can see here, 10% of sales will go to the creator. And then it shows that there's part of a collection. And then you can see it's an auction and it's 25 of 25. With an auction, what happens is somebody can put in a bid and I have the option to accept it. If somebody else bids after that, it will turn down that first bid and then it'll move the second bid up, or, the higher bid up to the kind of as the active bid. And again, I have the option to accept that. And so you can keep doing that. Either let it go as high as you want or, accept the first bid, whatever you want. And then you have a history. It says when it was minted. In this case, it was minted 7 hours ago. Owners, 25 editions available for offers. So basically what that means is that I could sell all 25 of them. And if I wanted to, I could sell them for whatever people offer. So it's totally up to you, which I think is a really cool part about all of this. And then that now lives in a larger collection of things. So when you click on explore, you'll be able to see all of the different artists who have stuff. You can see the people who are making the most money or have the most sales, some of the hot things that are currently out, hot collections, explore, etc. So there's a ton of really interesting stuff that's going on in this space. And I think what's going to be cool is as people begin to latch onto this, the barrier to entry will be lower and the creativity that's coming out of this is going to be astounding. And so man, if this is something that you're trying to do because of curiosity, do it. Have a great time and lean into it and start kind of breaking boundaries on what does this even mean? What are the things that you could possibly sell in this format? So I'm excited about its long-term potential, as well as the short-term potential. The immediate potential is super intriguing to me. So hopefully that's helpful. So now that I've gone through the process once, I wanted to share a couple things that I had learned in the process to make it easier for you when you do it. The first is I would say just go with Coinbase. Seem to be more reliable than other options. You're welcome to try other options if you want to, but Coinbase seemed to be the one that worked for me. The second thing is put Ethereum into your wallet beforehand rather than hoping that it will prompt you. The whole process went way smoother. Another thing I would say is wait for low mining fees. Over the course of the day, or the 12-hour period or whatever, the fees went from 26, I think, all the way up to like 42. I ended up pulling the trigger around 27, but there's definitely a range. And so if you have a little bit of padding in terms of your timeline, waiting is better so that it costs you less money. And then the last thing is just have fun with it. It's a whole new, weird, foreign space to me. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff that's being created already. But experiment, have fun, look around other markets and see what people are doing. And just enjoy it. I'd love to hear, share in the comments if you decide to post something, if you decide to list something for sale, share it so we can check out what you're doing as well. And have a good time.